Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Court of Swords. It's been like 2 years since we've done a show, I believe. That's the accurate amount of time. It's been between... Is this episode 40 as well? I think this is 40.
2 entire years. So okay, I went to do a prep stream the other day and ran into this problem. What episode are we on? 40 was the last main episode. So I was like, all right, this is episode 41. The 2 side episodes ended up so they were 41 and 42, but not in the main line. So this is either episode 41 or episode 43, depending on how you want to... Who knows?
It may as well have been a year since I last was on the show. So I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
I think we're just going to go with 43. We're just going to 43 it.
I think that's probably the smart bet. We'll stick with the YouTube channel listing and not have split off side stories. That's fine.
Yep.
Canon episode 43.
Yeah, the last show with Max, because Ann and Dan were on the previous show, the 2-shot, was episode 40 on July 4th. So almost 2 months?
Almost 2 months, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Couple days shy.
If this is episode 43, that means we got 7 episodes left, everybody. So,
That's true.
So buckle up.
Count it down.
Buckle
7
up.
episodes. Ann's got like 2 left or something like that. We got to figure out how she's going to get off the show.
Well, I can think of a way or two.
Yeah. we'll just slowly start fading her out like Marty McFly from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
She's going to keep looking down at the phone and be like, what? How's this? I don't understand what's happening. Let's find out what everyone's been up to, because it's been 2 months. Max has been literally around the world a couple times, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You went,
It's been
tell me all the places, name all of the cities you visited and traveled
since
to.
we last talked. Did we do a show after I came back from the Philippines or no?
No.
No.
We did a show while you
Okay.
were in the Philippines, and then you got back.
That's what it was. That's when the side story stuff happened. So I was in the Philippines for 2 weeks, 2.5-ish, almost weeks. Then came back. Then moved from California to Chicago land area, and then immediately after driving across and moving in, went to Gamescom, flew to Germany for like a week, and then now we're back here.
Where's here? Chicago?
Chicago, yeah, like northern Chicago, not like downtown or in the...
And then-
So funny when you tell anybody that you're moving to Chicago or just mention Chicago and they have never been there themselves or have only just heard shit in the news. It's like, oh, you're going to get shot. It's so dangerous. I'm like, yeah, in like a small isolated suburb or a small isolated like south side part of Chicago. Chicago is huge, massive. It's like amazingly big, the Chicagoland area. So that's where I'm at now, northern suburbs of Chicago. So nowhere near the violence. It's very much like white picket fence around here.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
How was the journey across half of America? Was that a fun trip, or did you hate it?
That was cool. The Philippines was too long.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that again. And if I did, I would make sure that I had like some sort of established like streaming or whatever, internet thing. That was one of those things, like I didn't realize how long the trip was going to be, because it was like something I agreed to years back, because my brother's wife, like their whole family is Filipino, and they do like a trip every 4 or some odd years, but I didn't realize quite how long that trip was. And then it was already like paid for. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess this is just going to be a life experience thing. I'm glad I went, but they're the sort of people that kind of like plan everything way too much. So they like go to places to take pictures, to like post it on Facebook, and say that they were there, rather than like going to a location and enjoying it for a couple hours and then going back to the hotel. It's like becomes more stressful than it's really worth.
That makes sense.
So that was kind of annoying. But the locations we saw were really cool. They're like, one of them was like the cleanest lake in Asia, something like that. Like you have to walk up like 500 some odd steps.
Do you have to wash your feet before you get in or something? Like, how is it the cleanest?
No, it's just like if we were talking about the
water
purity of the water and all that stuff. And there's like hot springs and things like that. I've never been to one. And the first time I went to hot springs was somewhere in Asia, which was pretty dope. That was really cool.
Because of anime, hot springs are ruined for me, I think. I don't think
really?
I could visit
how do they ruin them for you?
I don't think I could visit a hot spring, because the idea of a hot spring in my mind is just only women in like scantily clad outfits, and that's it, because of anime. Because that's all I've ever seen. I don't think they exist any other way.
There are women in scantily clad outfits, but there's also like, middle-aged dudes.
No,
with beer
those don't
guts
exist. Those are just like blurred out images, and if I would look at a hot spring, they wouldn't be there.
Everyone else would just be like blurred background, and everyone else, the people you'd see would be, the woman in scantily clad, like with a little shling, a little
I'll
shiny.
have anime vision on. Yeah, exactly.
And then you'll just bleed out your nose.
Yeah, no, then I'll just get nosebleeds constantly if I visit one. It sounds like a terrible time. I don't think I can go.
No. It was a cool trip. Germany was neat. First Gamescom. German people can be a little rude, but I kind of expected that because I heard that a lot. Cultural difference and stuff like that. So what I ended up doing was using Google Translate and then just like, sorry, I can't speak German. Please be patient with me. Like, and then they were cool.
Did that? But, I wonder if that like makes them more upset having to deal with an American.
No,
or less
in my
upset?
experience, no. I think it's like they appreciated the effort. You know what I mean? Kind of deal. Like I'm trying to speak in their native language. I heard some people talk shit about like Gamescom's like area Cologne, saying that there's not much to do. Cologne's beautiful. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, it was awesome. It was really cool. But I was out there for Battlegrounds. That was neat. I'll stop talking so other people can stop.
No, you've done. I mean, everyone's done a lot of traveling here, but I think you've done the most for sure. Me and Dan, we just don't travel. We just stay at home. We play Path of Exile and almost kill ourselves while playing video games. So.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I've traveled, but I didn't want to travel quite that much. It was like, you know, the thing I already agreed to go to the Philippines. That was something that I had to do, and then we wanted to move, and then Gamescom came up, and I've never been to Gamescom, and it was a really cool opportunity to go out for like Battlegrounds and all that. But I'm done till TwitchCon. I ain't going nowhere.
You're not going
for
to
like
PAX
2
this weekend?
months. No, I'm not going to be there.
I was going to ask you if you're going to PAX. Yeah.
No, I am not going there.
Okay. All right. Is it? Do you like not being in San Francisco? Was it weird flying home and be like, wait, I'm not in San Francisco, or are you already used to it because you grew up there?
It's been a little weird, yeah. Just because, you get so used to flying back to the same airport, and then you're trying to. I know a little bit about O'Hare, but it's been a while since I've actually like flown routinely, through there. So
that airport's supposed to suck.
It kind of does, yeah. They got to update some of that shit. Like I don't know. There's newer parts and there's older parts. Obviously, they're constantly updating it and stuff. But it's also one of the most connected, airports in the, it's like a fucking central hub. So
yeah.
The wear and tear on it kind of makes sense that it would be kind of meh. They can't be. It's not as easy for them to like shut down maybe like a portion of it as it would be for like something that doesn't receive as much traffic.
Yeah. But now you can just go anywhere in the world with your main airport. That's the nice thing.
That is cool. Yeah. And it's very close to where I'm at. Like it's not hard to just jump on the interstate and get on there.
Yeah, that's one thing that sucks about San Antonio is like if you want to go anywhere outside of Texas, you're going to be connecting in Dallas, no matter what. You have to go through Dallas. It adds like 2 to 3 hours of your entire trip.
Hi, I'm from Canada.
Anytime Adam flies in,
to get anywhere.
Yeah, anytime Adam flies into San Antonio, he has to go through Texas, and it's like a 10-hour layover or some shit.
It took me as long to get to Indianapolis as it did for me to get to Tokyo. All right,
that is true.
Don't even start with me.
Let's talk about your Japan trip. How was that?
Yeah. How was that?
It was phenomenal. I love Japan. It was a good time.
What's the best thing you ate? The most important meal of your trip?
I don't know, because I ate a lot of food, and when I travel, food is very important to me. So I ate ramen 9 times. I was there 14 days. I ate ramen 9 times, so that was good.
That's pretty standard, though, I think, right? Like
I was aiming for 10. But...
Everyone eats ramen over there every day, right? It's pretty normal?
I mean, it's different. There's a lot more of it, and it's a lot less like ramen restaurants. Like there's like a food court that'll have like 4 ramen places in it. I had that. I had a bunch of like Japanese curry. I ate some really good. We took a train like an hour, because when you go to Japan you can buy a rail pass and it lets you take the Shinkansen, the bullet train, basically anywhere you want as many times as you want within 2 weeks.
That's what that guy had in Persona, right?
Yeah, sure. Okay. But the last day, or one of the last days we were in Sapporo, I was like, fuck it, we're just gonna go. There's a really good sushi restaurant in a train station in a town like an hour and a half from here. We got nothing else going on today. And then we just went and got on the train and took a $90 train ride for free, and then got sushi and then went home. Like it's worth it though for the amount of different, really excellent food that they have there. It's worth like an hour and a half trip just to go out and do it.
Yeah. The idea of hopping on a train like that, and it's a nice train that has like good Wi-Fi and stuff, seems really fucking cool to me.
Yeah, I've still never had that experience. I really want to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super cool. We rented a little like one of those little pocket Wi-Fi boxes, and it worked great. It was as good as like house Wi-Fi everywhere we went. So
Yeah.
that was cool.
The only thing
But,
is I haven't watched Snowpiercer yet, and it might destroy that entire idea of getting on trains and stuff. So I'm waiting to get on a train and then watch Snowpiercer while on a train.
Nah.
Snowpiercer is terrible.
What? It's bad?
It's a terrible movie.
Really? Everyone loves that movie, I thought.
I don't know what Snowpiercer is.
You guys are the
Fucking
first two.
Stupid movie. It's so bad.
Wow.
It was like costumes and like kind of the style of it was interesting, but the story, acting, writing, plot was all kind of
It's so
Yeah,
bad.
it's
I'm waiting for
garbage.
chat
Fuck
to
that
erupt,
shit.
but
like it looks really cool. It's nice. It's like a nice visual thing, but
Yeah.
Wow.
The writing and the directing, like, it's not even the acting. Like, you could tell that the actors were being directed to act poorly. It's very strange. And it makes me wonder, like, watching that movie, I wonder about this sometimes, because, you see bad acting from someone who's, like, normally a good actor, and you're like, hold on, so if you're in this position as an actor, and the director says, like, okay, do it this way, and you're like, this is dumb. I don't want to do it this. Like, I'm going to look like a jackass. Like, what do? Are you like, no, director of this film, I'm going to do it this other way. Sorry. Or do you just do it? And in the case of Snowpiercer, he just did it. He just went with it. So, yeah, it's pretty bad.
all right. Well, I don't have to watch that movie anymore. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
It's been in my it's been in like my queue or whatever on Netflix for the longest time, so I'm just gonna get that out of there. Just take it out. It'd be great. And then you were in Indianapolis. Was that better or worse than Tokyo as a whole?
Well, so it's really weird. It's really weird.
That's why I did it for the Sans reaction.
It's really weird coming back from a place like Japan and going to a place like Indianapolis. Like Middle
Those aren't the
America-
same place at all. You don't
No.
say? Wow.
Middle
Who knew?
America and
That's a huge
Tokyo.
upgrade.
Yeah. You didn't go to the Speedway? I heard that's like pretty similar.
Anybody who's been watching these roleplay shows for a while knows my feelings about Indianapolis. You know how I feel. But Gen Con it's a thing, right? Like I heard a stat this year that apparently something like 60% of the people that attend it are within like a 3-hour driving range of it. So I feel like it's the con that the most kind of people from Middle America can visit. There are a lot of people that are there from like small towns or who like go on road trips with their friends to go to Gen Con. And so, it feels very different from a PAX in that it's smack dab in the middle of boring America, ways that'll get you there. And I find at least I can interact with people that I wouldn't get to at other cons, like fans particularly.
Yeah.
And you're not really in a city when you're at a con. You're at the con.
Well, you're in
this-
you're in a city within a city because the con's a city.
Yeah, so it was good. I like Gen Con. Gen Con was fun. I had a great time. Got to do some panels and do con stuff, right? Walk around, see things, buy games. Yeah, it was a good time. It's the biggest Gen Con they've ever had. Like 74,000 people.
Jesus Christ. How big is like San Diego Comic-Con? Do you know the numbers there? I think it's like 60K. Maybe I'm completely off base.
All I know is that it was 4,000 more people than Burning Man. So you can draw
Wait,
whatever.
isn't
comparison
Burning
you
Man
want.
happening or already happened this year?
That's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah,
Something like that?
it's either happening now or is very soon. Yeah, it's usually like right at the end of August.
You're not going
Y'all
back
want to
to
go to
Burning Man?
one day?
Adam's been.
Yeah.
He went last year.
I know he went last year. I'm surprised.
But yeah, it started 2 days ago.
Oh.
So there's a bunch of people running around in the desert.
Max,
Anybody
you want to
watching
go?
from Burning Man?
Max, why don't you pick me up in your private jet, your YouTube jet, and then we'll go to Burning Man together.
We'll do it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
My private jet.
I feel like if the two of you went to Burning Man together without anybody helping you, or like it would be the last we would ever see.
We'd be
I feel like that would
get
be-
there.
All right, what's up, YouTube? We're going to Burning Man. Bye, everybody. And we never saw them.
Can
again.
you record in Burning Man? Like, do they allow you to record stuff while you're there?
I mean, lots of people like take pictures and shoot video and stuff. Generally, there's the expectation that you will like ask permission, and then you're not like filming a car commercial, right? They're very against like explicitly commercial stuff. But like, if you could get a signal and you could make it happen, you could like stream.
Well, I would
from
just say
Burning
that me and Max could just stream our Burning Man adventures, but just keep the camera on our face instead of what we're
Man.
actually seeing.
I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to die on stream. So let's
maybe
just...
although maybe it would be like the episode of Malcolm in the Middle where Lois and the dad, I forget what his name was, they go to Burning Man with their kids because their kids want to go. They like try to sneak away, and they bring like a camper, and they like have turf that they roll out, and all the people at Burning Man are like, I think it's a commentary on life in middle America. Like I could see Dan like grilling at Burning Man,
But that exact thing is like something that you would be lauded for at Burning Man, especially like the rollout turf and the barbecue stuff. Like creating a little suburban camp would be totally a thing, right? Like, I mentioned it last year. The camp that I thought was the coolest that I saw was like just a Fallout camp, and everybody was just in character all the time, pretending that they came up out of a vault. We're like, what's going on?
See, Dan could go to the Fallout camp. He'd be great.
Yeah.
We'll just get Dan like a gimp suit and some spikes or something like that. We'll just have him go to Burning Man, and me and Max will record it. Yeah, you could be a raider.
Mm-hmm.
I think it sounds like we're making plans for next year, everybody.
I know. We'll start up the Kickstarter after the stream and get it announced. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic.
I'll go as Berg and I'll walk around on stilts.
Perfect. That'd be great. Dan, what have you been up to? You've been cooking a lot. I've been watching your cooking streams. How's that going?
I've only done one of them, but it's good. I've been, ever since what happened to Bike Man, I've been like trying to get healthier.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, Bike Man had a heart attack. He's a big streamer on Twitch that like almost everyone knows, and it caught everyone off guard that it just happened to him. So a lot of us are rethinking how we live our lives now. So I'm trying to get a little bit healthier and eat better, and I've been cooking my own food and stuff lately and trying to, so that doesn't happen to me one day.
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah, you gotta ward off that grim specter of death.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you? Did you get like a cookbook, or are you just cooking things? Like where are you at right now in the chef world?
Looking at things online, recipes, and just people are like, this is a cool, easy. I'm mostly easy to make meals.
Yeah.
Starting with easy stuff and then working my way up.
Yeah. I feel like at least for me, I don't know if it's similar for you, but anytime I approach the world of cooking, I'll go real hard off the deep end, and then about a week later, I'm like, why the fuck did I buy all this? This is
like buying a fucking Searsall or whatever.
No, I use the fucking Searsall. It's beautiful. I use that all the time. That's great. That's a great purchase. But
okay, I wanted to see an update on the Searsall.
Yeah, no,
it's good to know you're still going strong.
Yeah, I'm 3 propane tanks in, so I use it a lot. Propane tank lasts about 2 to 3 months. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's affordable. But yeah, I bought like a full-on knife set. Used it about once. And I haven't used it again. So don't do that unless you're the type of person that's going to be able to use it all the time, Dan.
Yeah, I'm the type. I know that I'm lazy, so I've been purposely doing things that accommodate my laziness. So I've been doing meal prep, where I make like 7 meals at once that I can just put into containers and then reheat them up later.
Yeah,
I know that I'm lazy. I don't want to have to like cook more than once or twice a week.
It's the worst, man. How do people do that? Like, what the fuck? What are they?
How is the food? Like, is it okay? Like after you like freeze it and all that? That's what you do, right? You prep it and then freeze it.
You make really good food and then you just freeze half of it and then put the other rest in the fridge, and then you have a meal for the whole week. Instead of buying frozen meals, you have good meals made.
I guess what my question would be like, how much is it? Is it similar to like like just your frozen like skillet meals and things like that? Just a little bit better or a lot better, or like how does it differ from like fresh right away? I mean, is there a huge difference where you're just like, well, it's frozen? You know what I mean? Like,
it depends on how good of a cook you are. Like my first batch of meals was like, but I'm learning how to make food better. And I'm also trying to make it healthy, so making it healthy and not throwing a bunch of fat in it is also hard.
Properly seasoned shit cannot be understated.
Yeah, spices, you got to know how to do spices, and that's the key to making healthy food taste really good.
Do you have a spice rack?
I have a big rack, yes.
Nice. Nice. Well done. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite spice, Dan?
Probably paprika. It's like a nice smoky flavor that you can put on a lot of different things.
The only correct answer to that question is the spice melange. Come on. Come on, man.
I don't even understand that joke. That's
I don't know what that is.
Right.
That's too Tokyo for me, Adam. All right? You trendy piece of shit.
Read a book once in a while, all right?
What are books? Can I get that on my TV or my monitor or my phone?
I mean, yes, you can. You can get books on your phone.
I've been reading a book.
What have you been reading?
I used to read a lot, actually. I missed reading. I read about Gene Wilder's kind of like autobiography thing. I think it's Love Me Like a Stranger or some shit like that. Or I don't know what the fuck it is.
Are
I'll
you
look it
sure
up for
this
you,
was
but
an autobiography? by
Gene Wilder. I'm looking it up right now. Gene Wilder books.
Max was
Where is
just
it?
reading
There you
his
go.
own
It's Kiss Me Like a Stranger. Kiss Me Like a
Okay.
Stranger. My Search for Love and Art by Gene Wilder. Pretty cool. It's like goes through when he was like a kid to all the way up to his whole transition and getting into Hollywood and all that stuff. But it's like super honest and just kind of recounting all this shit. If you like Gene Wilder at all, really neat. Almost done with that.
I'm trying to think.
But
What was
was
Gene
reading
Wilder in?
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka, pretty much anything with Mel Brooks.
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing
God, I want to
Saddles,
piss
Young
Adam off so bad and be
Frankenstein.
like, wait, you mean Johnny Depp? What are you talking about?
That wouldn't bother me that much because you wouldn't be like wrong. Johnny Depp was
Yeah.
also in a film by that.
But it's saying like that's the first Willy Wonka, and that's what would piss
I
people
mean,
off.
I'm not like a big part of the Willy Wonka fandom or anything, so like it's okay.
Okay, all right.
I always love the Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor movies. Some of those are
Yeah.
just amazing.
Oh, okay. That yeah.
He
No,
talks about that too, like just like the chemistry between the two of them, and like I think the way he described it. Now this is going to go back to what JP thought I was reading. He said it was like almost like a sexual kind of attraction, but it wasn't in that like you don't know, like it's just there. You know what I mean? Like you can feel it, and it's palpable, but and you can. Yeah, I don't know.
What,
He
his
describes
movies
it a
with
lot.
Pryor or his relationship with Pryor?
You know, with Pryor, his relationship with like Richard Pryor, he's like, I wasn't sexually attracted to him, but he's like, that's the only way I can try to explain the chemistry that, that those two had on
It's
set
probably
and
because
stuff.
he was coked out whenever they were around each other in that time. So maybe that's
He goes into that a little bit too.
okay.
At the
all
end.
right. Yeah.
Not with not that he was doing coke or anything like that, but just after like later years, talking about like when Pryor got like kind of diva-y and like just whacked out on set and things like that, and
That
kind of
makes sense.
overreacting to small stuff.
Yeah.
It's really interesting just to see how not only him, like his relationship and his like kind of foray into Hollywood, kind of just branches out, and how he touches all these other like actors that you're familiar with, like Gilda Radner and like all these kind of people.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with who Gilda Radner is.
No idea. Again, ask me anything about old stuff that I don't know anything about. I'll tell you about it.
It's a good movie or good book. Maybe it'll be.
Did you listen to the audiobook? Is that what you don't even?
Oh boy.
Are you a
It's a good
fake
movie.
book reader?
No, I have the
read,
book.
Read some books. Just go
It's
to a
small
bookstore.
book. You could like,
Pick
knock
up a
that out
book.
in a night if you really wanted to.
Wait, they have stores devoted to books, Adam? Are you serious?
Yeah. Amazon started as a bookstore.
No, it didn't. Don't tell lies, Adam.
Yeah, they're gonna start selling books in the Whole Foods. It's a
Yeah.
whole thing now.
I don't know why anyone would start selling books. That's crazy talk.
I don't know why I can't see you guys in Skype. It's annoying me. I have to like look at the preview on the stream.
What do you mean you can't see us on Skype?
I can't see your feed and Ann's feed.
Oh, we can restart a camera.
I thought you just said you couldn't see my feet, and I was like, yeah, I hope.
No, we have the special
No.
and foot cam because we're subscribers, right?
Yeah.
Duh. That's how it
All right, I
works.
see you now, JP.
Uh,
$24.99 subs, by the way, chat.
yeah, the foot cam, the and foot cam, $24.99.
Don't
Push up,
encourage
push up.
them. Don't like.
I'm just trying to get JP some subs, okay? Look.
Oh, no, I was saying it's on your channel. Don't sub to. I don't have the and foot cam. That's even weirder. That means I'm
That's
like,
especially weird.
yeah, that's like, I don't even want to go into what that's like.
Then
Let's
we're just
move-
like all sorts of sexist and like
yeah, you don't even control your own.
if
foot
we're
cam.
showing
What the
feet
fuck?
on this show, damn it, we're all doing it.
Jesus. Dan, I have a
This is where
question.
we're at now. This is where we're at.
Yep.
Who wants to role play?
Dan, I got a
we
question
are.
about your XCOM streams, by the way. Do you purposely kill your subs?
I try not to. But
Okay.
Sometimes I like to make risky moves for big payoffs.
Okay. And you just like to see them die?
Sometimes they backfire and then they die, but when they work really well.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun watching people that don't have that much XCOM experience play. Watching Strippin last night. Oh man, that's a lot of fun. He just has never played a single XCOM game and jumps in, and there's a lot to learn. It turns out in XCOM, and it's all learned through trial and error.
Watching someone first play XCOM is great because they like everything's going so good for them, and then when it starts going really bad, that's when you see them like freak out like no other game does.
Yeah, they're just like, "How is this fair?" Yeah. I had a
still
couple of
have
those moments when I was playing through. I called the developers Satan and stuff like that, so I got upset too.
Yeah, I wish death on them at a couple points. It happens,
Yeah,
You get
yeah.
really mad and need someone to blame.
The game is
What
a pain in the ass sometimes.
Weren't you playing the Mario and Rabbids XCOM essentially?
Yeah, we both were. I think Dan's played a bunch of it on stream. Yeah,
Yeah, I played that
Yeah,
this
Dan.
morning.
How is that? I actually kind of wanted to check that out.
I like
It's
it.
surprisingly a lot of fun, and it has a lot of depth and challenge. I thought it was going to be like a kid's game and just be very easy, but
Yeah.
no, it's actually got a lot of depth and cool features to it that aren't in XCOM.
Yep. Yeah, I got through
Switch,
the.
right? Obviously, right?
It is. Yeah, I got through the first world. The boss is pretty challenging.
Yeah,
It's good stuff.
yeah.
Is
and
it
it
less? Have you done really, really well, or have you had any like fights where just everyone just gets?
I had to restart
Murdered.
twice, and I one-shot the boss.
Mhm.
Nice.
But a lot of the restart is just like XCOM restarts. Like, it's trial and error. Like, you do something and, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. I should just never fucking do that again. Let's restart.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's good. I recommend it. I would check it out.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a go tonight.
You can also play it for, like, Adam's sake. He's going to be traveling, right? So he could play that on the plane.
Dad, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's all the more reason for me to get it. Too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be traveling anymore. I'm just going to be sitting on my couch.
That's also true. Yeah. We're going to break the 30-minute rule because I want to talk to Anne. She went to Europe as well, but you went to Denmark?
Yes.
Hey, I
Yeah.
nailed it.
Nailed it.
How was
I
that?
was only there for like maybe 3 days. My girlfriend had a trip planned that was like a week and a half that she was going to like Sweden and Norway and then was going to be in Denmark for a while. And so I kind of just decided that I was going to go out for a few days. And I've never been to Denmark before. It was at the same time as Gamescom, so a lot of people were in Germany for that. And I had a really great time. It was awesome. Everybody was super nice. Everyone in Denmark speaks English, which makes it very easy for tourists.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and it's like a really nice city. We were in Copenhagen, and we went to like a museum, and we went and did a lot of touristy things, like looking at castles and stuff.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at this. What if something is from Denmark? Is that Danish?
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Danish, yeah.
gotcha. I was gonna say Denmarkian. It was real. I'm real. Here's an example of how bad I am at this stuff. When we did the
Like,
when we did the Sphinx and Satyr one shot for roleplay, I was a Cyclops. And I didn't know what you call something of. I still can't remember. So I just said Cyclopean, and I was with 4 people that aren't normally on roleplay, and they all just looked at me very oddly, like, "Are you a fucking moron?"
I mean, cyclopean is a word, and
I was
going
gonna say, is it cyclopean?
correct.
Yeah.
It is the correct word for the thing you are describing.
Really?
If something is like
No. Maybe I said
cyclops-
Cyclonian, and that's not right at
okay.
all. I said
That's
something
like a
completely
cyclone.
wrong.
Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah.
that would be like a tornado.
I think I said Cyclopean is actually how I
Yeah,
pronounce
it's
it.
cyclopean.
That's it?
Yeah, that's the word.
You said
Cyclopean.
yes. You said
Those
cyclopean, but
motherfuckers. I'm going to have
if you
to
were to
write them all
spell
angry
it-
messages.
Cyclopean of or resembling a cyclops.
They just made me feel weird.
If we were
gotta
doing
read-
some sort of
I was
like
gonna say, you would-
futuristic, Go
You'd
ahead,
know
go ahead.
that if you had read more H.P. Lovecraft, because that's his favorite word. He loves that word. He's all
Yeah.
about cyclopean shit.
Really?
Yeah, he's all about it.
Oh. Who knew?
Usually it's pretty easy to remember those once you get them, but there's some real weird ones. Like if you're from Luxembourg, things from Luxembourg are Luxembourgeois, not Luxembourgian or
not gonna-
Luxembourg.
Well, that's-
I feel like
Man. Let's go to
that's just
Luxembourg.
gonna go in here and go right out here.
exactly that's right. Luxembourg is about this big. It's the size of a postage stamp, so
Yeah.
don't even worry about
Is that a part of Tokyo? Where is Luxembourg?
it. Luxembourg, yeah. It's a maid cafe in Tokyo.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
actually, I think I read about that in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Narnia.
There you go.
What,
Luxembourg
maid
is-
cafes? They had maid cafes, and I should maybe read that book. Might be good.
It's like a child's novel. It's like the precursor to Harry Potter.
It's great.
Mr. Tumnus spends most of the book in a maid outfit.
Yeah.
This might be fan fiction I'm remembering. I don't know
Might
if it's
be
actually-
Gassy Mexican's fan fiction he was reading earlier. telling us
Yeah, that's
about.
my shit.
Here's a new thing we can do. Every time we do a stream, let's tell JP about a book he's obviously never read, and then he'll remember it as a fact, and then the next time he's talking about it, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's that book with that maid cafe in it."
Yep, that's what
Yeah.
you do to stupid people. You make them look stupid.
Misinformation about popular literature for JP.
And did you? What was the best thing you ate over there? Was it good? What type of food do they serve?
People were asking me that. They were like, what is, because when you go to Germany, it's like schnitzel and beer, right? It's
Yeah.
like, those are the, and like sausage, that kind of thing. And I don't know. Maybe it was just because I was in Copenhagen that all the food was pretty much. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that was like vegetables. Like we had this pizza that had like leeks on it, which was really good. But I don't know. And I was only there for 2.5 days, so I feel like we ate a lot of like pastries and things that you would find pretty much anywhere else. And we did have some like really good. What was it? Oh, I really love gnocchi, just like pasta stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good stuff.
it's good shit.
Yeah, so I mean, I didn't really go like for the food, but more for the architecture and kind of the experience of being there. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Someone
It
in
was
chat
fun.
saying Danish is not from Denmark. Really? I'd be wrong.
no,
I mean, the word Danish.
Maybe
is,
they mean,
but
like,
the
the Danish
the pastry. Yeah.
Oh, wait, where are Danishes from then? Who stole that shit? And why isn't there a war about that?
Austria. It's from Austria.
why aren't they called Austrians then?
I don't know.
Someone needs to talk
Well,
to their.
they are
brand.
called
Europe.
Austrians. Those are the people. No.
No, if you're from Austria, you're a Danish.
Oh God.
Wait, but if you.
It's like how you're a Berliner. If you're
So you could say I ate a Danish, and then people might look at you weird.
No. Yes, no. If you ate a Danish, it means you ate a person from Denmark.
Yeah.
If you ate Danish, you've eaten a pastry from Austria.
I'm
called
always just gonna
Danish.
say I ate a Danish, not
Right.
I ate Danish from now on.
Ich bin ein Berliner. Exactly.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
This was a
stuff.
very informational start of the show, guys. I'm glad we did this. Let's move on and actually do role play.
I don't remember anything that was going on. Please tell us.
We were in a hotel,
Europe, kids.
something, an inn.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh dear God, it's been so
I don't
long.
remember what the fuck was happening last. So yeah.
Yeah.
shapeshifters, cursed shapeshifters. That's what was happening.
yeah.
There was a horrible, undying shapeshifting creature.
Oh, yeah. And I just
then-
kept killing him over and over again.
Yeah, and then he fled. He fled from your continued mutilation.
Yeah.
The House of the Falcon, the cursed house, lies before you on the hill. Its vault awaiting below to be pillaged. And I feel like that was your plan, right? You had talked about going back there and doing that. Something maybe about finding the guy and locking him in the vault also was maybe on the table.
Yeah, we were gonna do that because Anne knew a way to get to the vault, and the vault had a magical seal. So if we locked him in there, he wouldn't hurt anyone.
Yeah. Finding him would be a thing that you would have to do, but also yes, the shapeshifter creature guy has escaped and fled. All of your servants have been murdered by him and his pack. You counter murdered most of them.
Yeah, that happened.
The house is like haunted or something. It's Manor Lord or the house itself cursed in some significant way, and all you've seen in the area is that one kind of ghostly servant, the woman in the wheelchair.
That's right.
So that's kind of where we were at. Everybody who isn't Berg, don't forget to change your names in Roll20 so that you're not rolling as your previous characters.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, just a thing I just noticed. So yeah, I mean that's your situation now. There was also some talk about going back and killing taking another shot at the stone golem that's in the garden.
Oh,
that's
yeah, that
also
guy.
true. Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know if we
shit,
want to do
yeah.
that yet, though. I think the the first thing would be to we should probably go back in and crack the safe because we can't go catch the guy if we don't have a place to put him. Right?
True.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't know what's on the way there to get to the vault either. Could be like fights and stuff, so we don't want to have him with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he would definitely not be he'd be a liability in that circumstance for sure.
Yeah. And then didn't Ziva like left and went to her part of the city where her people hang out.
The halfling ghetto.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And I think the rest of us stayed at the inn.
I believe you're correct.
And
Yep.
Dan performed some sort of
Oh yeah, I cured
curse? What was it?
Berg's werewolf.
Yeah,
like lycanthropy?
Look at you.
Yeah, Berg had become afflicted of the shapeshifters, a lesser version of the shapeshifter's curse.
Still dark to my core, though. Still got
Yes.
that going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You still have the soul-sucking weird vampirism thing going for you.
Mm-hmm. And how, Adam? And how?
So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of on y'all to decide what you want to do and in what order. So, perhaps, I don't know, did you, and I know this is a question that you may not remember the answer to, Anne, but did you have a thing for Jiva to do, or did you just leave to go and like stay with your people for a bit?
Someone died or something, right, Anne?
Well, yeah, her friends all
They got fucked
had
up.
some
Yeah, like
problems.
one of them went back. Well, to be fair, her friend wasn't the smartest and was like, "I'm gonna be a hero," and then he got fucked up. Right? Isn't that what happened?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's quite how it went, but yeah, more or less.
A literal
Well, I mean, Dan might have had a
reenactment.
part to play, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I barely remembered my character's name, so I don't.
Fantastic. Okay. All right.
Why I
Cool.
left to go hang out with the halflings.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, you're having one of those
Maybe to
bouts of
tell them.
halfling amnesia.
Maybe to tell them what happened to the rest of my crew. Which did all three of them die, or just the one? No, two.
No,
of them.
no. Two of them left.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I went to meet up with them to tell them about what's his face that died.
Okay.
Oh, what's his face?
poor-
I
poor
miss him
what's
so
his
much.
God, he was a good man, whatever his name and attitude was.
Or girl,
was-
or woman. I don't.
Yes, a person of indeterminate gender and race, a fine individual of whatever type and effect he was, or she, them, they.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I think that like you return to the ghetto to like let people know what happened, and I mean, I guess who do you talk to about that? Like, do you have like, do you know his family? Is that who you would have gone to? I mean, I imagine halflings, like it's a pretty tight knit community, so you could pretty much tell anybody, and the word would get out.
Probably his like older brother.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. So you spread the word to his family, and then they'll decide what to do. Right. There'll be a funeral that's held, and there's probably some people who decide to, or who want to like go and burn the guy's house down and like whatever. But how much do you tell them? Are you like, I got eaten by a shapeshifter or crushed by a statue or whatever? You know, because like basically there are going to be some people that blame you for this, right? That are like, if he hadn't gone with you, or if you'd looked after him better, then he wouldn't be dead.
Yeah. I mean, I don't go into like super detail with them, but how many people am I talking to? I probably would just be talking. I would probably just like give the information directly to his next of kin or like his older brother alone before addressing a bunch of other people.
Okay. Well, those closest to him know that he was a bit of a loose cannon and not really like they know him. They don't blame you. They're like, of course, like he got himself into a bad spot and
Yeah.
should have run. But
Yeah. Well, and when I kind of laud his behavior and explained to them that he basically sacrificed himself so that I could live and kind of carry out this quest that I've been on.
okay.
That the quest not failed just because he died.
Yeah, I mean, I like that you refer to it as a quest when really it was a robbery. Like you're not looking for Excalibur here.
Well, they got to figure a way to justify it, right?
I speak halfling, right? And I don't think we have a word for robberies or.
No, I'm pretty sure that halflings are like Inuit with snow. You've got many different ways to describe robbing people. But also, like, I guess the question is like, how much effort do you make to like promise to make good on his death, or are you just kind of like delivering the news?
I think halflings are very kind of honor bound too. Like they're very much about the good of all halflings should be your
Yes.
primary objective. So yeah, it's kind of one of those very inspirational, like he died so that I could continue this quest and bring back the gold for all of us to improve
Okay.
for halflings as a whole.
Sure. Yeah. Because that's a sentiment that's very strong among halflings of this neighborhood, this sort of like urban detachment of halflings in the city of Brass, right? Is that you're definitely an underclass and stealing from nobles to empower the community big ups on that one. So yeah, absolutely. I feel like if you mention that or make a point of saying like I'm gonna return to do this, the community will be behind you. You know, they'll mourn him in his way, but you know the job has to go on.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I don't know. Do you stay in the vicinity of the station for long? How long is it before you return? And did you tell your new friends that you were going to be gone, right? Or do you just disappear and show up again later?
I just disappeared and showed up later.
Okay. So I think it's like, I don't know. How long are you gone for?
Probably like I stayed there overnight. So while they were at the hotel, I left that evening and then returned early the next morning before everyone got up.
Oh, okay, cool. So they didn't even really notice you were gone.
Probably not. Yeah.
Okay, so it's the morning then, and you're all kind of assembling in the lodge, the front room, and yeah, it's a quiet morning. The smoke from the House of the Falcon has kind of drifted off. There was a bit of a wind overnight that sort of blew away most of the forest fire smoke that was remaining. And there's just the sound of carriages and sort of hawkers making their way out into the streets. It's hot, of course, because it's always hot here. But you're in the shade, and it's still morning, so it's not unbearable. And yeah, I think the group of you are in the you're in the main room alone right now. So what do you do?
Did you see that? I kicked that curse's ass. It was so badass. Oh, you're welcome, Berg. Don't need to thank me. I mean, you can if you want, but no need to.
You're muted.
You're muted, Matt.
Berg has lost his voice.
Hi. This is Berg now. No. I feel stupid saying it again. I just said, I believe I already did. That's all.
He probably thanked him, yeah. Did the innkeeper whose name I'm forgetting, I don't know if we ever had a name for the innkeeper of this place, but did he say anything about the noises last night? Like, I'm sure the curse removal wasn't a quiet...
He hasn't said anything, but also you haven't seen him since last night, so...
He's not down here right now?
No, he's not.
How early in the morning is it? Like right at the beginning?
He should be up. Like every other morning he's been around.
Okay. Well then, as Ramus is doing his whatever he's doing, I kind of just interrupt. Hey, you guys see where's the innkeeper? He's usually down here for breakfast.
No.
Ziva, you see anything weird when you came in? Was there anyone leaving?
Can I retroactively roll for like perception or something?
Depends. What are you trying to do?
Oh, I guess when I was coming back in late at night, I guess at a hotel you could kind of enter and leave freely, right? I wouldn't have to like sneak back in or anything.
Yeah, he would live in like an apartment attached to the inn, and he would obviously like lock that. But the main room wouldn't leave anything stealable in here, and you could come and go as you like.
Okay. I don't know then. So if I wasn't sneaking in, I don't know what I
don't think you noticed in or out anything amiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I didn't notice anything, but he does have an apartment nearby. I have seen him going in and out. Not last night, before.
Well, with everything going on, we might want to go check on him. Perhaps someone came looking for us and found him.
Or he could just be drunk.
It might be the case. I just looking out for other people, Ramus.
What's that like?
It's nice. You should try it sometime. It's not going to take much time out of our day just to stop by the apartment, see if everything's going okay.
Well, I do need my breakfast anyways.
That's mostly what I'm getting after here. We don't have anyone to make us breakfast.
Besides, maybe you could steal something from him, Ramus.
I like you, Berg. Never mention how much I like you.
I give the side eye to Berg after saying that, but I don't comment on
Berg
it.
does one of these, just like,
Yeah. I don't comment on it at all. Well, unless one of you wants to cook breakfast, we should probably go over there now. I didn't think so. I start walking towards the door.
Okay. So are you leaving, or you want to go and investigate the innkeeper's apartment?
I'm going towards the innkeeper's apartment.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so it's you would get at it through there's an entrance through the kitchen. So he can go, without having to leave, or he has like a proper like front of his house that's attached to the side. So do you want to go through the kitchen to essentially his back door, or do you want to leave and then go around and knock on the front door?
He might get mad. We'll try the front door first.
Sure. Okay. All right. So you go outside, and as soon as you step out into the sun, there's like, the wall of heat, the hot, dry air. Even in this middle of the city, as you are, you can still sort of taste the desert sand on the faint breeze that's blowing through. There's the sounds of the day awakening, the rattle of horse-drawn carts, and people kind of setting out to either to their train or setting up their businesses here. And yeah, you just walk around the side of the inn, and there's a modest-looking sort of front door. There's a window out front, and no other adornment. This is the right place because it's attached to the inn.
Yeah, I knock on the door.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so you walk up and knock on the door.
Did we ever get a name for the innkeeper? I don't know, because I didn't have one written down.
I don't know. The two of you didn't get along very well, so it would make sense if you forgot it.
Okay.
I remember you having kind of, because he was rude about
Berg.
halfling stuff, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
I think it was rude to both Berg
rude to
and-
Berg too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you caught his name, or if you did, maybe you don't remember it.
Okay. Yeah, I just knock on the door. Hey, innkeeper, it's Enoch. You in there? Just checking in to make sure you're okay. I turn to the group.
There doesn't appear to be any response.
I'll try the door. I turn it to see if it's unlocked.
It opens.
Was it already opened or was it closed?
It was closed, but it wasn't barred or locked.
Okay. Yeah, I'll swing the door open without entering. I just want to take a look in.
Sure. Yeah, it's dark and like a little bit smoky inside.
Hey, anyone in there?
Quiet.
Is it 2-story?
No, it's just like one little.
Can I see in all the rooms from the front door? Or do I got to enter?
You'd have to go in. It's dark. He doesn't have any candles lit or anything inside. There's light coming in through the door, but. Yeah.
Are you dead?
Hey, Ziva, you're used to this thing. Why don't you go check it out?
Like, I'm not excited about the fact that this room is filled with, you said smoke? Does it smell like anything, or?
It's not filled with smoke, but there's a haziness to the air. Yeah, like maybe someone has been like burning bad quality candles all night, or
flesh.
Okay.
But yeah, it smells. There's like a burnt smell in the air. You can smell like, I don't know. Make a perception check. I'll see how well you can tell kind of what this smoke smells about.
Not bad. 19.
19. Yeah, not bad. Okay. Yeah, it's like a burnt food smell. Like someone left something on the something on the stove for too long.
Okay. Can I like go in stealthily and kind of investigate to see if I notice anything out of sorts? Okay.
Yeah,
So roll stealth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, please.
I mean, you okay, never mind. You go in stealthily. I was going to say you can make the roll. We don't know if you go in stealthily.
Yeah.
So Jiva, yeah, you creep into the room, your feet making no sound on the wooden floor. The darkness of the place seems to envelop you, and you disappear from your friend's view. Inside, as your eyes adjust to the light, you're in a bit of a kind of a waiting room or a foyer. Those sound too important. But like a little first room, like a cloakroom. There's a couple of pegs on the wall. You see the innkeeper's cloak hanging. Yeah, mudroom, exactly. The innkeeper's cloak is hanging on the wall, and his boots are down on the floor under a little sitting bench where you would put them on. Yeah, the smell of like burnt food and also like wood smoke is like clear and present from here. Yeah, I think that you see on the frame of the door leading into the rest of the thing, you see a dark handprint. Not like a big smeary whole handprint, but a couple of fingerprints in, I don't know, some dark material, ash or charcoal or something. Like somebody with dirty hands touched the door frame as they passed.
Okay. So I like take my bandana and like lift it up over my mouth and my nose. And I just go into the next room.
Okay. So the main room is a sort of kitchen and like sitting room. There's only a few rooms in the house. So there's a big wooden table that takes up most of it. There is a small kitchen space because he would use the kitchen in the inn if he had to make anything big. There's a pot, a big cooking pot, and there's smoke like wafting up out of it. There's a fire underneath that is mostly out. It's down to its embers now, and the source of that burnt food smell is definitely coming from the pot. The pot's lid is off, and there's like decently thick smoke still kind of like coming off of it. There seems to be a bunch of mostly melted down candles on the table. In fact, they've got wax like all over the table because they were allowed to just melt onto it. There's also a pile of papers and a quill and a pot of ink. The pot of ink, and I think that as you step in there, you can hear a faint like, dripping sound. The pot of ink has been toppled over, and there is blue ink dripping onto the floor. Let's see it dropping down into a puddle.
Okay. Is there anything like on the paper? Like, was he writing like mid-writing or something?
Yeah. You can come up. There's a pile of papers. The ones on top are just smeared with dark ink. So you can't see, like it's a piece of paper, but it's just like smeared. It's mostly ink and less paper. But it seems like the ones underneath maybe aren't as smeary and
Okay.
yeah. So you can shuffle through them. You take a minute to look at them if you want.
Yeah, whatever's the most like legible and looks recent, maybe.
Okay, yeah, it seems like whoever was using these paper and this ink was trying to draw something. There's as you file through them, they become more and more sort of cohesive. Though childish, whoever was doing this drawing was not an artist by any means. It seems to be a sort of sketchy ink drawing of like a house and a cloud of birds. And then there's a bunch of other kind of close-up amateurish drawings of birds, the heads, wings, studies of someone who, was maybe like an amateur ornithologist, but isn't very good at it. Yeah.
Do I recognize the house from anything else that I've seen around here?
Yeah, it's definitely the house across the street, for sure.
Across the street?
Yeah, it's the house of the Falcon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there another room? How many more rooms or like doors do I see?
There's just one other room, and it's like a bedroom. There's a single simple cot. There's a bedside table. The bed is made. It looks like no one slept in it, or it was made recently. There's like a footlocker and maybe some clothes hanging on pegs. And then there's a window that's shuttered right now that leads out into the like courtyard of the inn.
Okay. Then that's the whole house?
Yeah.
Okay. So I go back out through the front door.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. So the three of you outside, it doesn't take that long. Jiva's only gone for a few minutes before she emerges.
We definitely
like a
shut the
shadow.
door, or at least I shut the door, so we're not just standing in front of an open door looking real conspicuous.
Sure. So the door creaks open, and Jiva emerges.
How? Did you find anything? I kind of say under hushed breath.
Well, it looks like if our innkeeper was here, he may have left in a hurry or under duress. His boots are still here. There were signs of something covered in ash that walked through his home. and I wasn't able to find any people. So if you want to come in, maybe we can look together.
Can I make a perception check to see if anyone's staring at us?
Like look around to see if anyone's watching you go in the house. Yeah, go ahead.
I just talked again while I was fucking muted because I'm an idiot.
Gotta stop that, man. Hey, that's a crit.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
All right. No one appears to be watching you.
Okay. Well then I casually look around and then just like barge into the door. If you
Walking
insist,
like
yes,
Gilman's
let's go
place.
inside.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, you go inside.
Yeah, I walk in, hold the door open. Bert, come on, get in here. Ramus, don't steal, I say as he passes by.
I take offerings for the tower, okay?
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen a lot of offerings. Shut the door, offerings, my ass. Keep going on to the, where'd you said you saw some of the footsteps? Where are those at?
Handprints, and I like point up at the door
Yeah.
where there's the ashen handprints.
Yeah, you can see a couple of fingerprints on the edge of the door.
Ramus, you see anything? Ever see anything like this? I maybe like try to scrape some of it off with my nail.
I'll get a real close look at it, see if I recognize it.
Okay. If the two of you want to cooperate on this, somebody can roll a investigation check with advantage.
What's your investigation, Dan?
1.
All right, go ahead. I have a 0.
Mine's
Right
2.
now. And I'll use the power of the tower to help us.
The power of the tower.
So 14 and 17.
That's not
Okay.
bad. I was gonna say we
I
can
will-
use Am, but I'll take a 17.
I will keep that in mind as you ask questions about the house. So
Alright.
yeah, I mean it's just like 2.5 like fingerprints in the edge of a thumb, like somebody braced themselves or steadied themselves on the door frame as they went through. It's a faintly blue color, like a dark blue, and yeah, it's just a smudge on the edge of the door.
So does it look like the handprint was someone going into the room or
Out.
going out?
Yeah, someone leaving.
Covered in ash,
I
And-
mean, it's not. I would.
or at least dirty
It's-
hands, at least.
Yeah, it's a dark blue color. Yeah, and
Could it
that's
perhaps be the ink?
it could, yeah. And I think that if you come into the other room, if you peer in, you can see the papers on the table and you can see the ink dripping, and then you put the two together. Yeah, probably whoever it was had inky fingers.
And I would like to take a look at the ink to tell how dry it is, to see if I can figure out how long it's been sitting there.
Okay, so
Get a
you
rough
walk
idea.
across. You walk across the room, and Jiva, compared to you, stealthily moving through the house, these three are like blundering around, right? Like their footsteps
Yeah.
to you sound like thunder.
Berg is large.
So where is everybody? Like when you come in, where does give me a tableau of where everybody is before I tell this. So Ramus, you cross the room to go look at the papers. Berg, what are you looking at?
Is there like a table or something right in the area? Like maybe
Yeah,
like a
middle of the
table?
room, table,
Yeah,
melted
maybe
candles.
Berg's kind of just like looking around, trying to be useful, and really, I mean, he doesn't really know what the fuck's going on. So
Okay, and Enoch, where are you?
I'm at the front door looking out the windows to make sure no one is following us or saw us enter into a house that isn't ours, etc.
Okay. All right. So Enoch, I guess you're the one that notices this. Then I was curious if you left somebody at the door. Someone is approaching. Actually, a group of someone's. You recognize them by their uniform. They're wearing bronze breastplates. Normally they'd be wearing helmets, but it's a hot day and it's not really like an official thing. They have crimson capes and swords. There's 3 of them. They're members of the Aharisa, the city guard. And they are definitely like beelining straight for the door. They're not like running, but they're doing that like cop walk where they're like, "Don't talk to us, don't interrupt us. We are on our way." And you see them approaching.
I think we should take a break before we talk.
Yeah.
Because I got to figure out what we should say or how we're going to handle this. So,
oh fuck.
yeah, let's take a break. We'll come back and see if we're going to be fighting Town Guard, which is probably not something I would opt against that. Let's not do that today. It's not a good idea. But we still got 3 hours left to go, so anything could happen. We'll see what happens after this. Be right back with more Court of Swords. We'll see you then.